Mark, about 3 months ago we met up here and you said to us about the prospects here, you said, oh, you know, you've got to be in it to win it. We're turning up, we're going to try and win it. Did you really believe it at the time?
Yeah, look, we planned to win it. You always plan to win it. What I just didn't know how we would go. We haven't played enough of the best teams. So that was the unknown. And that's Silla, she's world class now. She's not just an international class, she's world class now. She's announced herself, and that was always the unknown. Could she do that next step? Could Sarah come back like she had? So I'm just so proud. I think just before I say anything, what an occasion, what a game, but sort of congratulations to India. They've really played their part in what was on such a special day, and I want to highlight my career.
You've spoken about wanting to sing the song in last year. Have you done it yet, and how did it go?
We haven't done it yet, but yeah, something we'll look forward to. It's something we've talked about for a long time, and yeah, it'll be very special when we do that. And yeah, just what a day it's been. It's been outstanding, and that's what we set out to do. We knew we were in with a chance. We've, I guess, done it the hard way in this tournament, and that's what has made it all the better, I think.
I think we're still trying to get our heads around what happened ourselves. I mean, they were 191 for 3. They needed 38 to win. The mental pressure at that stage must have been huge, and a lot of sides would have already given the game up by that point. How do you work against that sense that it's just crushed you and it's gone? How do you deal with that?
Well, every game of cricket you try and win, and you're fighting for the trophy, you're fighting for your teammates, you're fighting for your country, I guess. And we knew that if we sort of kept it around sort of 5-6, cricket's a funny game and pressure's a funny thing. And obviously in a World Cup final, we knew if we held our nerve, we would be in with a chance. But yeah, it did feel like it was slipping away a little bit at 190 for 3, but we fought like hell this tournament, and today was no different. And so proud of the girls and Anya with how we fought back, and it's been a theme of the tournament, I guess. Us sort of fighting hard and holding our nerve, which we did today, luckily.
Heather, how did it feel when you dropped that catch? Sorry to bring it up.
Yeah, not great. No one likes dropping a catch. Luckily, it wasn't as bad as Jenny Gunn's drop. But yeah, just swerved in, and I usually bat myself to catch that. Sorry, but we knew. So we had the bowlers, and I think the experience of getting over the line in tight games in the previous games we've had in the semi and that tight game against Australia, we knew that if we had the chance, we could hopefully take it, and yeah, luckily we did.
Anya Shubshal kind of sealed the game, but it was actually the spinner. So when Harmanpreet was batting, you were kind of inviting her to play her shots because that was the best way to get out. What was your coordination with your spinners, and how much you wanted her to play, because only that would give you a chance of taking her out of equation?
Yeah, I think the spinners bowled very well. I think Laura Marsh sort of held up the end really well. Alex Hartley, we felt like she might go for a few runs, but she was going to take the wicket, and luckily she did that. And credit to all the bowlers, I think they've been outstanding. But Alex Hartley has been a real sort of gem during this tournament. She loves to get the superstars out by the looks of it. She bowls a lot better to the best players in the world than she seems to to everyone else. And although she probably hasn't got as many wickets as some of the spinners in the other team, I think the wickets she's got for us have been really sort of key wickets in massive games, and she's been outstanding this trip.
You mentioned Jen's drop there. You were in the unfortunate position of being probably the closest to it. I think on the replay, your hands are already in the air celebrating. Cliches go that you dropped the World Cup and things like that. Was that going through your head? Did you still think we can do this, or was it just a thought of it's one of those days, that's it?
Yeah, it felt like she dropped the World Cup, to be honest. Yeah, it was a hard one to deal with. It was obviously. I think we were slightly on top of that stage. We knew it was quite a big ask for their sort of 10 and 11 to get those runs. But yeah, I thought we'd won it obviously, and then that drop went down. But at the end of the day, we got over the line, and that's the main thing.
Heather, the last time you were in a final, you were beaten, and after that, Mark was very honest about what he thought about the team. What impact has he had as coach?
Yeah, we've had a lot of hurt, to be honest, in World Cups. Not just that semi-final, but in previous competitions, and Mark's been brilliant. I think The biggest thing about that semi-final is how honest we were in terms of what we did wrong, and I think it's been the making of this team, and Robbo's been instrumental to that, as has Ali Maiden and the rest of the coaching staff. He's really sort of challenged us when we've needed it. He's annoyed us slightly at times, I'm sure, with that sort of tough love, but he's pushed us, and he's made us improve and made us believe as well, and very thankful. Cheers, Robbo.
Anya took 6 wickets, 5 in 19 balls at the end there. You might have seen that her dad put a picture on Twitter, I think yesterday, or 2 days ago actually, with her here as a 9-year-old. Is that something you've been sort of pulling her leg about?
No, I didn't see the picture actually, but I know Ian Shropshire and his dad, and he's a very proud parent, and Anya massively looks up to him. And a lot of us are delighted to play at Lords. We don't get the opportunity very often. I came here as a kid. I remember for my first training session, I remember being in awe of the ground and sort of the history of the place, and to come here today and win the World Cup final in front of full house is something I never thought I'd do, and I know a lot of the girls in the dressing room are the same, but massively proud of it.
Can you remember how old you were when you first came here?
I don't know. I probably was about 12 or 13.
Heather, this has been the first tournament where DRS has been available, and it did play a bit of a role today. There were quite a few kind of DRS moments.
Yeah.
What's your feeling about the use of that going forward in women's cricket? How have you found that?
Yeah, I've found it brilliant. I think it's been quite a hard one. Obviously, it's completely new to us, and it's only been available, obviously, in some of the group games, so it's been quite hard to kind of know how best to use it. I think we've used it reasonably well, although I'm told we didn't review one that would have been stone cold dead. But I think it's a brilliant addition to the game, and sort of where the game's sort of going, and I think it's important that it continues. Hopefully, I know there's sort of issues with cost or whatever, and having it in different countries, but I think it's been a great addition.
Now that you're a World Cup winner, are you prepared for the extra attention that it's going to bring with potentially agents getting in touch and all the extra pressures that being an obviously successful team is going to bring?
No, I haven't even thought about it. All our preparation has been towards winning this trophy, and we're just happy we've got it with us.
Social media ban lifted now?
Sorry?
Social media ban lifted now?
Yeah, I'll be back on social media at some point. I think won't be getting the phones out in the dressing room just yet, but social media's back on the cards.
With obviously a massive occasion, huge crowd, did you feel that the score you backed the score was maybe a bit under par, that maybe that the occasion had got to you?
I felt like we were slightly under par, but in a final, runs on the board is massively key, and I think we had a few people start well and sort of not carry on, but we sort of fought hard to get to that total. Felt like we were due for a lot more when Sarah and Nat were going, but just lost wickets at key times. But I think looking back on the day, I don't think I'll remember that. I'll remember sort of lifting the trophy in front of a full house.
Heather, you mentioned obviously yourself and Anya coming here when you were kids. There's obviously a lot of young girls here today. Do you think this tournament could transform the women's game in this country and beyond?
I really hope so. I think the support's been brilliant, and there's never sort of been a better time to be a young girl in cricket and someone to start out playing cricket. And a lot of the girls in the team at the moment sort of got their inspiration from sort of men's cricketers or older brothers and older dads. And what a spectacle today was to hopefully get a few more girls inspired and playing cricket. And I know the ECB are in a great position to try and capitalise on our win today, and I'm sure they will.
To throw forward a few months, how well do you think this win and this tournament sets you girls up for the Ashes in Australia?
I think as a team we've always said we're not the finished article. We feel like we've got a lot of growth with this sort of group of girls, and whether this World Cup was too soon, it turns out it isn't, but we still feel like we've got a long way to go as a team, and this isn't sort of the end of a journey or anything like that. And obviously we've got a massive winter ahead. We've got the Ashes, and it's going to be a great contest. You saw in that clash down at Bristol the sort of contest that those two teams can have, and I'm getting excited already thinking about the Ashes down under, and hopefully they get the pay dispute sorted and we can play.
Mark, you mentioned when we last spoke that when you first came into the job, everyone kind of told you that the batting was great, but you felt there was a lot of potential in it. Tammy's just been given that she was the top run scorer for this tournament. Just a word on her development in the last year and how far you think she can go.
Well, look, she's like I said about Nat, they've arrived, haven't they? Some of these players have arrived on the big stage. You know, they've not just done it against Pakistan, they've done it under high pressure. And Tammy's transformation has been amazing. When we first came in, she was a bit nowhere. She was out the group and out the team. But she had a lot of talent, and she's got a role. As Heather said, Ali Maiden in particular has taken a lot of credit for just giving her the direction. And she's responded to being backed and having a role in the team. And she's just got better and better and better, hasn't she? She can play different types of innings. She can take games away from teams, and she can sit in like she's had to at times when we've had a few collapses around her. But she cements, and she's world class now. And her mate Lauren Winfield's a big influence. They back well together. They always seem to get us off to a strong start. So really proud of her. But as I am all the batters, as I say, I always felt everybody said the batting was weak and the bowling was strong. I sort of felt it might have been the other way around when my first tour in South Africa, because I just saw this so much potential in our batting, unfulfilled, yes, but so much growth. And that's what we're starting to see now. The fruit of all the hard work that these girls have done.
Heather, you were congratulated by Ian Bakewell, one of the World Cup winners from 1973 at the end, and of course you had to walk under Rachel Hale-Flint's portrait to go out onto the field. Can you say a little bit about how much those guys affected you, particularly Rachel's influence, and how she would have loved this day?
Yeah, well, I actually got quite emotional during the anthem, seeing sort of Rachel's face on the screen, and then Eileen Ash ringing the bell as well. I met Eileen last November, I think it was, and 105 years old, and she's an absolute champion, and seeing her ring the bell was special. And I think we've looked a lot at the sort of past and being our sort of place in history, and we kind of wanted 2017 to be among the 73s and 93s, the 2009. And obviously Rachel in particular has paved the way for that. She's the first one to obviously start the World Cups and to fight hard for women to play at Lords, and I like to think she'll be looking down and with a smile on her face, seeing sort of obviously us lift the trophy in front of a full house. And us as players, we've got a hell of a lot for Rachel and everyone who's paved the way for us. We're very thankful for them.